Hi, and welcome to Classroom Community. Next up in our series on year-end classroom traditions, we're going to look at wrapping up our communication folder one last time and also closing off our monthly review booklet. So let's get started. So if you've joined me for some of my previous videos, you may have seen where I talked about the routine of the communication folder as well as the monthly review. So over the course of the year, every month, we complete those routines. And then at the very last week of school in June, we, one last time, pull out the communication folder. We pull out all the work that's been signed and returned over the course of the year, and that gets distributed to students. And for one last time, we reflect on our achievements over the course of the year, and then we look to forming new goals for the year that is still to come. So in handing out work from the entire year, students are encouraged to reflect on their growth, and they are always really amazed at the changes in their work, from how they wrote their name in September to how they write their name in June. And they'll say things like, wow, I remember when we did this project, or hey, remember when we worked on this math test and I thought it was really hard at the time, and now I look at it and it's really easy. So all sorts of remarks and reflections they make, and it's always really nice to see that. And then just before we wrap up this routine, communication folder that we've seen in previous videos, I take out the monthly review. We flip to the last page in June, and typically on every other month, students would record their strengths and their goals for the following month. But in June, we record strengths and then we record goals for next year. And then just at the bottom, instead of a place for parent signature and comment, I have teacher comment. So I always like to think of one special trait, one characteristic, one accomplishment, one improvement, one thing about each student that's positive, and that's a reflection of that student for that particular year. And I like to add it here at the bottom as my own little sort of sign off. Check out the end of this video for a link to the monthly review resource. And as always, thanks so much for joining me at Classroom Community. And if this was helpful, hit subscribe for more community building routines in the classroom. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.